What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today, ETH. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 27th day of July today, and here we are at about $3,800, 7 hours and 30 minutes left in the day. Let's go real quick. Shout out to Crypto Face. Crypto Tiptoe, where you at, buddy? Let's load it up. Mr. Face, come on now, there we are. Because he did make a post. He's been pretty good. He's not perfect. Understand, this guy, first off, young man, has made a lot of money. Tens of millions of dollars trading. He does live trades all the time. He's a very successful trader. He's made his own trading indicator, the market cipher, which is pretty cool. I think it's definitely worth checking out. And it's definitely helpful. I mean, that's what he attributes all his success to is the market cipher. He's a very smart person, but he can be wrong. He's been wrong before. I've seen it plenty of times. He has dry streaks. He has hot streaks, just like anybody. What makes him a good trader is not being right or wrong. It's mitigating risk. It's mitigating risk, right? So knowing how to take a loss is more important when it comes to being a successful trader than knowing how to take a win, right? Anybody can take a win, but not anybody can take a loss, right? At least not the right way. Anyways, I'm getting off on a whole different tangent there. Ethereum, 12-hour. The gates are open. See you at the top. That's what he said about 4 hours ago. Here at $3,831. We're basically right there now, right? We've been consolidating for the past few hours in this area, and I think he's right, man. I'm giving him a shout out, not because he's the reason why I'm making this video, but I just I'm making this Ethereum video because I think it's been a while since we talked about it. I think it's relevant, and then also just you got this guy who's a pretty successful trader who's also saying that Ethereum's going to pump. So I just thought I'd mention that too, right? Because beyond my own TA suggesting that it's going to go higher, you've got this guy he's a pretty successful trader who also agrees. And he says, see you at the top. That doesn't mean that we're going all the way up to the all-time highs, but maybe, I mean, clearly he's got his arrow here, $4,000, probably $4,000 or more is where we're going to go. $3,800. Now, let's see if my TA agrees with that, or if we can talk about higher prices or lower prices instead. I do expect that we're going to break out, though. I mean, you look at the daily time frame, you look at this here, you're moving up, consolidating like this. You definitely do have a bull flag here, high to or low to high right there. And if we were to put this at the base, this bull flag, it's a very tight bull flag. That would take us all up to $4,600, you guys. We could be, understand, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, we could be at $4,600 for Ethereum by the end of July, over the next 4 days. 4 days and 7 hours now. We really could be. We don't have a lot of volume, no. On the daily time frame, there's not a lot of volume. It's the weekend. We're also not really breaking out yet. When we start to break out, that's whenever that volume will come in. Bitcoin's moving up, though. Bitcoin's doing things, you guys. Ethereum, looking at it here on the 1 hour time frame. And let's actually look, we got the Bitcoin liquidation levels. Let's look at the Ethereum liquidation levels. Let's just see over the last 7 days, over the past week. Because I think the past week is going to be relevant because we go back to the daily time frame here. That's being at this area here. What are the plays that have been made while we've been consolidating? Look at those. Look at that short wall right there, guys. $2 billion in shorts for Ethereum. That's a big deal. It's actually a really big deal. And all right there. Once we break above 4K, you guys, boom. And odds are that short squeeze will actually launch us through 4K. So I do agree so far with the idea that we go to 4K or higher, right? That arrow is either aptly placed or coincidentally placed at this 3.9K area where a lot of these shorts are about to get liquidated, right? There are a lot of longs. The longs clearly have it compared to the shorts, but I mean, let's be real. We're probably not going to drop back to $3,400. Like that's probably not. I mean, anything can happen, but probably not. But let's look at the short-term stuff and see if we can divulge some more information, okay? 1 hour time frame here. Looking at it, let's see. The 1 hour RSI is bullish. We're getting overbought. That's nice to see. Getting overbought on the stochastics. MACD looks bullish as well. I'm not getting a whole lot off of these indicators right now. I mean, they do look good. They look postured to the proper direction up, but the price has been kind of neutral, so I'm not getting a whole lot off of them. Looking at the price itself, if we're doing a high to a low on the fibs here, you can see that you have found support at your golden ratio. You're launching up. You're above the 886. There's little doubt in my mind that you're going to prices above $4,000. Your very next target area is $3,900 to $4,100. Okay, that's your primary target zone. The secondary target zone, and I think you'll see the secondary zone because this is a very small fib range. With small fib ranges, typically you do get into that secondary or even the tertiary zone, but this is the 2618 to the 1886 is your secondary fib extension layer. I would think that we see $4,200 to $4,500 somewhere in there. And if we're very bullish, I think 46 to 4,700 could be where we go. And again, that's that measure move for that bull flag. So that's the money zone. I doubt that between now and the end of the month, I doubt that we see anything that's above that. But this is crypto. Take your doubts and shove them down deep where the sun don't shine, because things can defy gravity in moments like this, especially with the bull market, the alt market, alt season kicking off in the way that it is. Ethereum coming alive. I mean, we are literally dealing with something right now that quite literally could defy gravity. So just understand, I think by the time most of you watch this, we'll probably already be above $4,000. I wouldn't be surprised if ultimately we went to like 44 to 4,600. Okay, so I'll take your see you at the top. I'll see your $4,000 and raise you like $600 their face. I think that's what we're going to do. Looking at the 4-hour time frame now, we could probably divulge some more information with that, because the 1 hour is kind of useless with those indicators. Let's see here. Yeah, the RSI is just getting overbought. Phenomenal. We bounced off the zero on the oscillators here with the MACD. Beautiful. Good, right? Look, let's just put this into perspective, okay? The last time that we bounced off the zero line over here, okay, what did we do? Where were we in the price, right? We were, and let me try and zoom this in a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Bounced off the zero here. We were at this area where we had a flat top. We just broke out. We went from about a low of $2,500 to a high of $3,000. We made a $500 move. $500 from this low would put us just above $4,000. So at least there, right? But I think we're going to go above that. And likely also we're going to see a stronger move now than we did back there as well. Ethereum's only gained strength. Back here, whenever we got overbought, where did we go? You know, from here, 2,600, we went all the way up to 3,000, right? About there, so about a $400 move. Got overbought again over here. And we saw a move that took us from 20, I guess once we got overbought, we went from about 3,100 immediately all the way up to 3,600, so another like $500 move there. I mean, and this is the 4-hour period, so this is in the course of like 2 to 5 days. In the next 2 to 5 days, you guys, we're going to be at prices that are above $4,000, genuinely. That's what's going to happen. Stochastics are overbought, RSI is getting overbought, MACD bouncing off the zero, building bullish momentum, all good things on the 4-hour time frame there. 1 hour looks good too, but it's a little less concrete, I suppose, is what I'm going to say. The daily MACD looks like it's at a point where it's going to kiss. So whenever we get that in bullish, oops, that was my daughter. She's crying. Sounds like something. She hurt herself or something. She's okay though. She's tough, man. But you see these points right here where you would kiss the line, the blue line would kiss the orange line. We continue to rally, continue to move up. I don't think that this move is going to be akin to this at all. I think it's going to be far more robust. I think what we're doing here is dramatically different and in a much more bullish sense. You can see the RSI, the relative strength index, is a lot stronger. A lot of people misunderstand the RSI. Okay, let's educate you real quick. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you've been following this channel for even a couple months, let alone a couple years, or the length of this channel's existence, like some of the OGs out there. Shout out to the OGs. I love you guys. Genuinely, I appreciate all of you. Fonzie, you're the one that's coming up in my head right now, but there's so many people that have been here for such a long time. I'm just drawing blanks on names, but shout out to Fonzie, shout out to Ethan Galstad, shout out to Juan Leyva, Memphis Tigers, Smooth Operator, even though he hates me now, Mr. Hat, even though he's disappeared. Smooth Operator hates me, you guys. He hates me, I think, because I got big. That's what it is. You know, people change up on you whenever you get bigger. And I don't just talk about Bitcoin Cash every single day. But I'm going to start talking about it every single day now, because it's actually doing things that are exciting. I don't like talking about things when they're boring, right? We didn't talk about Ethereum every single day, but we're talking about it a lot more often now because it's bullish. But I digress. And there's so many names, man. So many names. I feel bad because I'm forgetting. There's like 8 Tonys. There's so many Tonys that also showed love from back in the day too. But and Chris's as well. Chris Wildfong. Anyways, super bullish. Little education on the RSI here, guys, is that a lot of people think, oh, you're overbought, that means you have to go down. But no, that's not what that means. Ideally, yes, you want to buy whenever the readings are in the oversold zone. You want to sell ideally when it's in the overbought zone. But understand that just because you're overbought does not mean you have to go down. It's the relative strength index. When you're showing strength at immense levels, you're going to be in the overbought zone. You want to be overbought. Being overbought is a good thing. Look at the price, right? Look at what you did here. Were you in the overbought zone? No. What happened once you got into the overbought zone? You were right here. What happened after that? You want to be overbought. That's good. You're finding support above the overbought zone. You didn't even get out of the overbought zone. You're finding support. You're ready to move higher. This is bullish. You're maintaining strong readings. Relative strength index. This move produced strong readings relative to the moves that you saw before. Now we're getting strong readings again relative to these moves. It's as the longer that you stay in the relative in the overbought zone on the RSI, the longer you stay in there, the more that you get in and out and in and out, the stronger the moves get because it's all relative to itself, right? So if you're getting a strong move and then you chill, and then you get another strong move, to get those strong readings again, it's going to be relative off of the strong move you just had. So to get a stronger reading, or a strong reading at all that's relatively speaking to the move that you just had, it's going to have to be even stronger. Does that make sense? I don't know how to make sense out of that. That's why you get divergences. That's why as moves go up, you might get a stronger move, but then you get a weaker reading, because even though it's a stronger move, it might be a weaker reading in respect. I don't know how to make more sense out of that. I feel like I'm using too many words here, but I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't know how to say it. All in all, it's the relative strength index. Relative strength. Having high readings of your relative strength is a good thing. It's a good thing. We're just getting started, is all I'm trying to say, guys. We're just getting started. We're likely going to move up. Let's get back to the task at hand here. High to low. Don't be afraid of the overbought zone. Be afraid of certain interactions with the overbought zone, right? Like if you get in and out, that's bad, right? If you reject the overbought zone like this, that's bad. You reject the oversold zone like this, that's good. But just because you get oversold doesn't mean it's time to buy. If you buy here, you miss the low. You know what I mean? It's more to it than just that. Don't think that you understand, oh, overbought, oversold. I know how this works. It's not how it works. High to low here. I'll tell you something that is how it works. This is something that's very basic, okay? Going from the golden ratio, typically you do find support at the 382 to the 0.5. The higher up, if you find support at the 0.5 or you can't even touch the 0.5, even more bullish, okay? Even more bullisher. Another thing that's a pretty safe bet most of the time with the fibs is, and you take your range high to low. I hope it's obvious as to where this discernible range is being come from, can shoot from. You go all the way up to your 886 like this. If you back tested for support, yes, you wicked below. Yes, you did. You wicked below the 886, but you closed right at it. If you back tested for support and you bounce off it like this, super bullish. You're not going down. Ain't no way. Unless, the next 7 hours, 19 minutes, you reverse back down. But the 1 hour and the 4 hour look bullish enough. I doubt you will. Super bullish. The next target area at a minimum that you'd go to here would be the 1272 to the 1618. And this is a much more significant fib. So the primary zone here, I think this is where you're going to top off. I think this is where in August we're going. I don't think that we stop at $5,000. I don't think that we consolidated from December to April just to stop at our first target. Maybe we stop there momentarily. But whenever it comes to the top off, I think we're going all the way up to $8,000, you guys. Ethereum here at $3,800 is going all the way up to $8,052 within the next 4 weeks, probably. 4 to 5 weeks. I've got nothing else for you guys. It all starts here. Very voluptuous movement from Ethereum. We love to see it. It's great. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. It's very hugely, bigly, large. Stochastic's bouncing off the overbought zone here. Beautiful readings. Weekly time frame. Weekly is crossing above the zero. You guys, trust when I tell you, we are just getting started. We're just getting, this was cute. Going from 2,000 to 4,000, this was cute. We're about to rip. We're about to do a lot more than that. 2 to 4,000, that's a $2,000 move. We're going to go from 4 to 8,000, okay? That's what we're doing. We're not even at 4,000. We're going to 8,000. We're going to pull a $4,000 plus move and see some new all-time highs. That's what's happening. That's what's coming our way. I got nothing else, you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. This is a giant megaphone is what it is, right? It's a broadening wedge. Lower lows. It's technically not a megaphone. It's just a broadening wedge. It's like an inverse. A megaphone technically is higher highs and lower lows, and we don't have that here. But, I mean, technically, I guess technically you do to some degree. But very bullish pattern. You're breaking out of it. We'll see you at the sky. Take care. Hit that like button. Bye.